I haven't talked to a tenant in years.
Yeah.
I don't even, they call me, they say, we have to do this. And it's like, okay, do it. Take it out of it out of the rent when they pay the rent.
Right.
And so it's such a relief. Yeah. And what's amazing to me is I think that most people, when they start this process, they don't know that it's really not that expensive.
No, $100 a month is kind of an average, maybe $120 a month.
Exactly.
And when you're talking about, your $500,000, $700,000 property, come on, what are we doing here?
And I wasn't going to say the number, but on all of them, it's every month I get the check, and they've taken their $100 or so out, and I'm thinking, that's the best money I have ever spent.
Yeah, it's one dinner out
in my entire life.
That's it.
Well, and I think for those that make the decision not to, I think you touched on it earlier. There's a lot of substandard companies out there that are just doing it to make a buck and don't really describe a value, and where the homeowner doesn't necessarily think they have a challenge to actually find a tenant. Like they feel like I can find the renter.
Oh yeah.
But then they're not dealing with all the implications that can follow suit. I have my own experience that I won't go into with my first home and how that went down, and then I had a tenant for years, and I think that is what you've touched on is one of the things that most people don't enter into it as a business. They enter into it as I just don't want to let go of this house, but we're moving on to the next. And this information is incredibly powerful as to why they need to make that decision. The cost, the risk, the responsibility, unloading, and the education and expertise.
And you said it. It's a business. It is a business. When you have one rental, you are now in a business, and you have to understand what that means, and adhere to all those rules being talked about, and more.
It's really
it is
eye opening.
It is a business, and back in 2006 and 7 and 8, I kept looking at the values, and I would say, oh my God, I owe $400,000, but it's only worth $200,000. And I kept thinking, am I going down with the ship? And then I thought, well, I wasn't planning on selling it anyway.
Right.
So what do I care what the value is? Right. I just kept on. And one of my houses during that time, literally, I couldn't find a tenant, and I needed to do some repairs, and I just boarded up the windows and doors and let it sit for 2.5 years vacant. Just kept making the payments, and it hurt, but I probably have more equity in that house than any other house that I own right now. And that was the first one that prompted me to get a property manager because I had to rebuild it, and it just that's why I let it sit vacant.